Crimsonclad.
All right. Hey, so Ron and cut that shit out. There we go. Hi, guys. Ron and Patient Zero are the only one here. And I am guessing and probably hoping that no one will show up tonight. So yeah, I've missed you guys. I was thinking of potentially still not doing a show tonight. The headphones are legitimately just for show. So last week, beginning of last week, I finally did contract the plague. Hi, Sepson. I finally did contract the plague. And so, of course, I'm talking about COVID. I finally got COVID. And to be quite honest, it wasn't that bad. I know that sounds terrible. It's a terrible thing to say. I was largely asymptomatic, but unfortunately, for me, the way that this decided to manifest, if we want to call it that, everybody's just going to ahoy, 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 ahoy. I'm good. I'm glad to see you guys are all over the different platforms. But for me, the way this ended up manifesting was my eyes and my ears were severely fucked up. My eyes looking at a screen, bright lights, totally painful. And my ears, apparently, I can't tell. Maybe you guys can tell. We'll find out. But apparently, I sound really, really congested, which is interesting because no problems breathing, no phlegm, none of the gross sickness stuff. But this ear is still ringing. It basically feels like I have tinnitus. Excuse me. And it actually feels like my ear is blocked or clogged. And I don't know how long it's going to continue. And I'm not going to lie. It makes wearing headphones, it makes basically listening to music, it makes sitting in front of a computer really, really fucking painful. And so I would not be surprised if absolutely no one except the very diehard few show up tonight. And I don't know what we're going to do for 3 hours because honestly, truth be told, listening to music, especially via headphones right now, still incredibly painful. And so I'm in this weird spot of I don't want to skip more shows. I mean, it's already so difficult. After I miss a show, nobody comes. The shows are dead. You know, if I miss 1 week, that's a guaranteed almost a month it takes to recover if I miss one show. So I didn't want to miss tonight, but at the same time, I'm kind of thinking how I can try and change tonight's content. It's hilarious to have a show called FullForce Radio and to focus on incredibly loud music and not be able to listen to it. So, you know, we'll kind of get a feel for what I can do tonight. Maybe we'll just chat. Maybe it won't be a real show. Maybe we'll cut it short. I'm not entirely sure what to do. But to me, it was pretty important to show up. And I appreciate those of you who throw me a pity watch or a pity listen or whatever. No notifications. No, that's not true. I streamed on time, Ron. That's messed up. I totally streamed on time. Bummer. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's been a road. It's been a couple weeks and it's been a road. And I know for a fact that, any missed shows immediately turn into the increased death spiral that FullForce Radio has been on, which is so sad. It's so sad because this show gets better and better. But of course, I somehow am just slowly murdering it to death. Unfortunately, this time, not my fault. This time, actually, COVID's fault. So that's where I'm at. I showed up here tonight, did my absolute best, but listening to music through my headphones, almost impossible. Pretty difficult to do a great show or to, no, you don't. You don't have to be around more. I would prefer that if you don't want to be here, that you don't feel obligated to be here. Gosh, it is, it's going to be one of those nights, huh? Yeah, the reality is doing a radio show that is slowly dying out from under you is sad. It's sad. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't have a great answer for you because honestly, even just wearing these headphones is uncomfortable right now. And it's interesting because obviously as somebody who's gone to many concerts over the year, I'm actually really, really cognizant of taking good care of my hearing. You know, maybe that's not a common thing in the metal scene or in the concert scene or whatever. And maybe you guys, I don't know. Everybody that I can see visually in the chat right now is either a fake newser or doesn't leave their house. But if you do, when I go to shows, hearing protection, I don't really care if people think I'm lame. I wear hearing protection every time I go to a show, and that's because I like to be right up at the front. I love to be right in front of the speakers, and the reality is hi, Otto, good to see you. The reality is your hearing is precious. You don't get more hearing, but these days, I'm pretty sure we can have robot ears, right? I mean, it's a risky operation, but it's worth it. You can have robot ears. There's certainly things that can be done. But Mariano's saying 50% death in one ear. Yeah. So for me, I wear hearing protection all the time at every concert. And so I don't really get tinnitus. I never have ringing ears. I don't care if it's not cool. And I use a type of hearing protection called earpiece. And the reality is it doesn't fully block everything. It dampens everything by about 15 to 20 decibels. And it's enough to take it from damaging range to, oh, I can hear this, but I'm not fucking bleeding out of all of my orifices. And so the interesting kind of thing, thank you. Well is subjective, Otto. But yeah, where I'm basically going with this is I've never really truly had like tinnitus. I've never come out of a concert and been like, I can't hear. But over this last week, I've been experiencing it. And it's interesting because I will be outside and it's quiet, or I will be, sitting here reading a book, or I just went back to the office for the first time yesterday. And this ear, even right now, it's loud. The ringing and the silence in this ear is deafening. It's wild. And I'm curious and mildly concerned that this is going to be something that hangs on for a long time. So I'm not sure how many of you guys ended up, getting the plague. I know a couple of you certainly did. And so while I didn't end up, going through the worst parts of the original COVID, or what was the really scary one that everybody was terrified of, Delta, or I don't even know anymore. But whatever the super bad, like your lungs get fucked up COVID, I never managed to get that. But I'm guessing what I got was Omicron. I don't fucking know. Don't particularly care. But how it did manifest is, yeah, thank you. I will take hugs. I will take best wishes. I will take alcohol. I'll take whatever I can get. But so interestingly enough, this is something that now has been continuing for about 7 days. I don't know how common this is. I'm curious to know if you guys went through this, if you got COVID, if you had any weird sort of lingering things. Are you a long hauler? We like to hear about the long haulers. But yeah, so for me, this has been very interesting because it's actually altering the way that I hear myself. It's altering the way other people hear me. And in a lot of cases, it's actually making, hi, Bloom Rock. I don't know if I've ever seen you before, but good to have you here. So today might end up being a little bit like no force radio, because trying to listen to heavy metal through headphones, I just can't. It's absolutely excruciating. Not a great fit with a 3-hour heavy metal show. So we'll kind of like cough force radio. Okay, I will. Did that work? Was that good? Is that a good cough? Cough force radio. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot going on by way of sickness, but I do have this weird, fucking strange, lingering, ear-ringing thing, and I don't know how long it's going to, I don't know how long it's going to hang on. It's so interesting. So Mariano says, his experience with COVID, you lost your smell and taste for almost a month. Oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine that. So for me, and I've heard that that's a thing. So for me, that didn't happen, but I can picture this. I am a crazy person, and I am a texture eater. And one of the things that freaks me the fuck out is foods with weird textures. I don't mind the taste so much, but like avocados took me a long time to get used to, lots of things like that. Very strange, very confusing. Can you imagine eating something like an avocado and not being able to taste it? Or like, I don't know, what would be like, I'm trying to think of things that would be gross to eat, but I don't know. Mostly I eat vegetables and steak. Like a hot dog. Wait, imagine a hot dog with no taste. How fucking disgusting would that be? Or like pudding with no taste. All these things that are confusing, if you couldn't taste them and then put them in your mouth, how fucking miserable would life be? Hi, Clay. So we're saying tonight, I don't usually eat snails. I'm not really, I don't know. They remind me of just like a chewy snot. I mean, I've tried them. They're... Eating felt stupid. Yeah, I bet it did. That's wild. Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting, because a lot of people have talked about losing their scent. Did you find that the way that you kind of interacted with the world around you changed? Because for me, scent makes me think of things. Like, that's a human thing. It's not just me. Hi, Julia. Tonight is like no force radio. So we'll see if we make it through 3 hours. LK, hi. I don't want to explain this over and over again tonight, but of course I haven't been here for like 2 shows more, and got the COVID, and we're just talking about what other people experienced when they got COVID, and for me, this ear is it's excruciating. It's so loud in that there is nothing in this ear. It is hard to hear from. It is ringing, and the silence in this The silence in this ear is deafening, and I can hear it even right now, and it's so strange. It's so strange. So, fingers crossed that another week from now, this is going away. I don't know. All right, so Julia's saying that her whole family got the coof. Interesting. I would love to hear how it went for them. Now, obviously, people that I know, the lovely human that gave it to me was exposed at his work, and his whole work went down. All of them. Everybody, an entire company just, poof. Oh, LK just pieced as soon as he found out there'd be no music. Hi, LK. Hey, drop the mic. You've got a new name. It's actually Polar, I'm pretty sure. And so, interestingly enough, their whole company went down. Everybody's fever, shakes, chills. They're all snotty and disgusting, and they're, ugh. And I'm like, was something supposed to happen? Am I supposed to not feel good? What's happening here? And the reality is very little happened. I was tired, and yeah, my ears and my eyes. Sorry, LK says hi after I totally made fun of him. I'm teasing. So yeah, the reality is I braced myself for the worst to happen, and then it just didn't. It just didn't. But here I am a week later, and my ear is still fucked up. So everybody, send your good juju from all over the internet. Cross whatever digits you have. Get whatever you have. Cross it. I don't know if you've got some weird lucky kind of things, but I am really hoping that my ear cuts this shit out, because it's been a weird week. So it's been interesting for me because, of course, very rarely do I work or play or do art or code without music playing in the background. And this has largely been a quiet week. Big change for me. Huge change for me, actually. And even thinking about tonight, yes, let's do it. Let's get a show together. Let me just pull some music. Maybe I'll pull my headphones off. You guys can listen and I won't. Well, that's not a very great show. It's not a good full force radio. It's not even a good no force radio. It's just, yeah. And so, yeah, I've been struggling a little bit because it's just this big piece of my life kind of taken away. So, tonight we'll just kind of talk, we'll chat. It won't be an official Full Force Radio episode because I don't think I could handle playing a true playlist for you guys. And so that may mean if people are just showing up for the first time tonight, or where, you're jonesing because I wasn't here last week. I don't know that there was that many of you that worried about it. I won't have an option. And so, yeah. One other thing that I will mention, apparently the bot is acting up and Ron will be fake newsing. So we're not 100% sure why it is. You can go to a bunch of different places. I will say, I got a message from Twitch. I am almost an affiliate. I don't know what that means. I don't particularly care for Twitch, but if you are a Twitchy person, hi, the Wheelie Access Show, what it is. Speaking of Twitch, if you're a Twitch person, I think that's... Thanks, I'm glad to have you. If you're a Twitchy person, help me understand what this is, because apparently I am this close to being an affiliate, and I don't actually know what that does. Maybe that's a cool thing. But so tonight will just be a chitty-chatty night. We'll just talk. It's not going to be a traditional Full Force radio. You're prepared for Chat Force Radio. Thank you. I know it sucks. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm curious to know how many of you, what's been going on with your family, your experiences with, COVID and whatnot. So for me, yeah, I'm just wearing the headphones for show. I'm trying to stay in the swing of things, but it's just so fucking weird. Wheelie Access says it means I can earn money from streaming. It means I can get paid subs. Well, hot damn, that seems great. That's cool. I don't know that anybody would want to do that. And if you don't, that's fine. I'll still entertain you for free. So yeah, in any case, the whole kind of opening bit that we've been chatting about is the fact that, yeah, I finally did get the COVID. Everybody around me and the people who gave it to me all went down hard and were miserable. And I was kind of like, oh, well, I'm fine. minus this hearing thing and this eye thing. So I spent all week basically sitting outside. That's not a problem. And in fact, that felt pretty fucking good. But here I am after a week off, not just with the blockchain. You left the program. Oh, you have to do something fancy? Oh no, Wheelie, no. You have to like actually do a thing. I'm not good at doing a thing. One thing that I can say from one streamer to many of the rest of you, or somebody doing live radio, I suck. Updates, editing, tweeting, whatever you have to do to grow to be a good streamer, I'm not good at that. So live radio has been a perfect fit for me. But so coming back to this thing with my ear and this continual thing that's happening for this next week, and hopefully it'll just go away on its own. It made me think of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it made me think of a movie that came out, I guess, a couple years ago. And it was called The Sound of Metal. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but since we were talking a little bit about like how precious your hearing is and how hearing protection is kind of important, I'm curious to know, did you guys ever see this movie? It's called The Sound of Metal. And it is about a young guy who plays drums in a metal band, him and his girlfriend. And unsurprisingly, no spoilers here, he loses his hearing. And it goes through his struggle of being a person who identifies strongly with loud noises. And what that journey looks like, from going from a person whose entire state of being, whether it is the artist, the job, the whatever, that portion of being human, and every way that he identified with the world around him, losing his hearing, losing his outlet, losing his ability to essentially create and hear loud music, and then the journey that takes him on. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Highly recommend. You can identify? Okay, so do you have hearing loss, Wheelie? Or the Wheelie Access show kind of makes me feel like maybe you're in a wheelchair. I could be wrong. But so people are just talking about this, you'd rather lose your sight. I feel like hearing would be a real struggle. So, for those of you guys who maybe got the Rona, you got the black lung. We've had people who've lost their taste. We've had people who've lost their smell. We have, I wish I'd lose my smell. My sense of smell. You can take my actual smell. Hey, Creo, I know it's no force radio tonight. I don't know that I'll be playing any music. I'm still recovering from COVID, and we're just chatting about it. COVID anus. Okay, I have seen a ton of things. COVID anus, COVID vagina, COVID. I don't read any news articles that talk about COVID, so I don't know. But I have seen that you can get COVID in pretty much every body part. COVID tongue. I'm guessing that's people who lose their sense of taste. And so we were just briefly talking about that before people were filtering in here. That would be so hard. Like weird foods that if you don't have a taste, how miserable they would be. An avocado for me, I imagine, would be way up there. Like foods that have a shitty texture and then their tongue swells and hurts. Oh my God, COVID's terrifying. You're picking up a coffee. Good man. Ron says he got COVID gallbladder. I'm not sure if that's actually true. COVID cock? Okay, I don't... What is a COVID cock, a COVID vagina? Are we just saying that anything that goes wrong for you is just COVID's fault? That makes sense. Your friend's got Bell's palsy. That sucks, Mr. D. But Bell's palsy you can potentially get better from, correct? And Patient Zero's actually dropped something in chat. You have those aftershocks. So bone conduction text, I actually have the picture that Patient Zero's dropped there is of these red over-ear bone conduction headphones. I actually have those. They're in my bedroom right now. I have bone conduction headphones, and I will say COVID cock is just bird flu. Wah. It's terrible. Sad trombone here. Sad trombone actually also sounds like a penis joke. Sad trombone. But so I actually do have some bone conduction headphones, and I have tried them over this last week. The problem is the ringing still hurts, and that's a curious thing for me. Now, Clay's talking about working in a deaf career, because Clay, for a long time, was actually, you were basically a go-between, right? And this is interesting when we think about these jobs that exist solely to sort of make up the gap between how we normally experience the world and then how we have to do it when we are differently abled. So I find it really interesting because Clay essentially would, somebody who was deaf or was calling someone deaf, they would call your center and then you would either do the typing or the talking, correct? I'm assuming. I'm trying to remember which way it actually went. But it is really interesting how hearing is so important to the way that we understand the world and the way that we understand ourselves. And so one thing that I will never know unless it ever happens is, does it suddenly go perfectly quiet? Or is it a case like this where there is ringing in your ears, where you are actually hearing the absence of sound? Does that make sense? That is a weird fucking way of putting it. But can you hear the absence of sound? Now, we know that especially if you're, recording or you're creating an acoustic environment, a perfectly silent room really actually isn't silent, right? There's atmospheric noise. What happens when your ears totally turn off? Is there an absence of that? But so bone conduction headphones don't actually solely transmit everything through your bones. Those bone conduction headphones do still play the music, but they do also pulse. I'm not sure how the technology works. I have them. I don't actually find them to be much better than over-ear headphones, but they do work while you're exercising, and I do find that I can hear parts that I wouldn't normally be able to hear if I was just wearing little earbuds. So, I don't know. Go fucking fish. Everybody in chat is now talking about COVID anus, restless anal syndrome, twitchy butthole. There's a lot to unpack there. I mean, my goodness, I don't know. I can assure all of you, my dear friends, my darling friends, my anus, she's good. COVID did not get my butthole. Okay? I'm just going to put that out there. If that is the soundbite from tonight that you need to take away from this not full force radio, from this no force radio even, COVID did not get my butthole. Still good. I got lucky. So, for next week, an attempt is going to be made. We're going to get back to regular full force radio. We're going to play a lot of music. There's so much great new releases. There's stupid stories. There's fun stuff to be talked about. We will get back to a traditional full force radio. But for tonight, bear with me. We're probably just going to talk shit out of our restless anuses for this evening. And if you're cool with that, I would love for you to hang out with me. So yeah, we've gone over it. I've been gone. I've been gone for a couple different shows. I missed a full force radio and I also missed a cyberbuzz. It is listless ligma. Is that a ball? Is that a ball related condition? Oh, substance. See you later. So yeah, I mean, overall, I guess it's good. I mean, who knows, right? This is one of those things that we will never be able to really pin down because everybody's like, oh, thank God I got vaccinated. Oh, thank God I didn't get vaccinated. But the reality is no one will ever know what it would have been like if they did or didn't. It's as simple as that. If there's one thing that we've learned, we're not actually sure which things are from COVID. Some things just happened at the same time as COVID and then we panicked. This guy ate a bad burrito and now he's like, holy shit, my butt's doing stuff. Damn you, COVID. We're never going to know. It's different for everyone. And whether you did or did not get vaccinated, you'll never know if it was better or worse. It's a crapshoot out of your leaky COVID bum. But so, yes, I feel very lucky. What can I say? I feel like overall, all good in the hood. So yeah, I hope that nobody gets it, everybody feels well, and that you stay blessed and highly favored. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Just do your best. All right, so with that being said, I did do a 𝖊𝖕𝖆 imitation. I don't know. I don't pay attention to him. I literally could not imitate him. I don't know what his voice sounds like. I vaguely know what his face looks like because the internet is full of memes. I'm not going to lie. I basically just ignored COVID. I know that's terrible, but I just did. And the reality is that worked pretty well for me. I understand. I don't want this to turn into a Clown World episode. We already live in Clown World. It is Clown World. But I mean, yeah, lots going on around COVID, and I just chose to ignore all of it. And it worked out pretty well right up till this last week. God. So the problem for me now is, of course, after being off for a week, missing a couple of radio shows, missing a ton of stuff around the blockchain, and of course not being in the office because obviously it turns out your coworkers do not want you if you are bearing the plague. And you know what? That's very fair. And for me, I do often go from location to location. I do often go, from place to place. I would be, I guess, a vector with my leaky bum and my leaky face or whatever. I don't know. So I was off for a week and I'm sitting at home essentially doing nothing. Well, for me, that's a fucking disaster because the work that stacks up during the week and how far I am now behind with my day job is excruciating. It's actually fucking excruciating how far I am behind. And I'm trying to struggle my way through that this week. And it's been very interesting because, of course, earlier today, I'm coughing now. Earlier today, please tell me that this has happened to you guys. I choked on my own spit. Does this ever happen to you where you happen to breathe in sharply for some completely unknown reason and you apparently just suck up a bunch of spit in your mouth and then you choke on it? That's what happened to me today at work. I was frustrated with something and I kind of went, and I sucked up spit and I choked on it. And I then had a coughing fit, an uncontrollable, could not breathe, could not get my breath, kind of coughing fit for 10 minutes. And my coworkers were wondering what the fuck is going on. And I can see all of them, people peering over their cubes and looking around. And I can just tell that they all think that the Rona caught me in the office. Now my throat is really aggravated. That the Rona pounced on me in the office. And that I literally was going to leap over and, I don't know, come and hack on them and attack them with my disgusting self. And I don't even know what to say. But so that was my life today, was I almost got tarred and feathered and ran out of my office because apparently I literally forgot how to do the one thing your body does without your intervention, which is just breathing, just being a human. Yeah, literally forgot how to breathe properly, sucked in a bunch of my own spit, and then had a 10-minute long, oxygen depriving session to my brain of hacking and coughing, which has now aggravated my throat to the point of no return. And I know for a fact that all my coworkers were just like, get that bitch out of here. But they can't do anything. Can't do anything about it legally. Gotta stay calm, Gabe says. Oh no, you had a ginkgo biloba capsule burst in my dry throat. Oh, okay, so this makes me think of, I've seen a ton of this shit on the internet. Back before TikTok was a thing, there were a bunch of stupid viral challenges. Do you guys remember the people who were on YouTube who used to go to the bulk section of the store and would fill a bag with cinnamon and then would go to their house and just put dry cinnamon in their mouths and then were fucking surprised when they started to choke? You know, the more I think about just humanity as a whole, it's really shocking that we're this, like, it's shocking that we're at the top of the food chain. How do we get here? Yeah, exactly. Look at these people. What on God's green earth? I mean, that's what today felt like for me. But somebody did, like, why would you do that to yourself on purpose? And why would you expect anything else to happen? She should do it. She did it. And then she threw up. Yeah, okay. That's... I can't even picture it. But I think a lot of people also forget that if you fill your mouth with powder and then you try to breathe, you're breathing powder into your lungs. That's not air, it's powder. I don't know. I'm just saying. I've never been... Do you think TikTok has made this worse or better? Because everybody's like, oh, TikTok, it's the downfall of society. People do the stupidest shit because they want to be famous on TikTok. And I'm like, we've been around long enough. YouTube is full of dumb challenges. It's full. We have been doing this since the advent of the internet. And before the advent of the internet, we would just get a bunch of people in, I don't know, in the parking lot behind the superstore and do this shit. I mean, the reality is did TikTok really make it worse because now we can just put a soundtrack to it? I'm not 100% sure. I feel like the cinnamon challenge was pre-TikTok. Back me up on this. Was this pre-TikTok? God. You know, I was over at my girlfriend's place the other day, and her son looked at me and said, "You're older than Google." And I was like, I guess I am. I don't think am I disturbed by that? I don't think so. But then it was like, okay, I'm older than Google. 13 years ago, the original cinnamon challenge. Okay, so real talk. I'm not going to watch this video, but somebody just gave their kid a mouthful of cinnamon and was like, haha, breathe this in. You'll choke to death and think you can't get any air. It'll be hilarious. Boy. Healthy families. That's what the internet fosters. You're older than Metacrawler. Atta girl. I mean, I don't know. I think we're all older than the internet. I'm older than Yahoo too. Now that feels old. You're older than 𝖊𝖕𝖆𝖎. Okay, so are we all here? Are we just collectively older than the internet? Because that's pretty fucking cool, I guess. Unless it's not cool. Apparently, that's a whole thing now, is the children's, they look down on us. They look down on you if you were born in the 1900s. God. You know, if you guys haven't been carded recently, that was definitely an eye-opener. Because I get carded all the time. I'm going to say it's because I look so young. But the reality is it's because I'm fat. And when you're fat, you don't get a lot of wrinkles. Fat fills them in. Bonus. But I get carded a lot. And here's the thing. Now, when you get carded, you don't even really have to show it very much. You kind of pull out your ID and they're like, yeah. And you're like, oh, do you want to look at it? And they'll be like, yeah, no, it starts with a 1. And you're like, oh. God. People born in the 2000s are now legal. Just so you know. If you didn't know and you hadn't thought about it, officially, we are apparently old. And I guess we're supposed to be worried about it, but I don't fucking care. 1900s is the new 1800s. Truth. We're all getting the plague. We're 2 generations of technology behind. Everyone's still miserable. I don't know. All right. So here's the deal. Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to get a pizza. And I'm going to play a track that I really, really love that I want to play for you. And I'm just going... There was a girl at your work who had a birthday, and she said her age. She's 10 years younger than me. I placed her 10 years older. Okay, so questions. You dropped a sub. Oh, hi. Hey, good to see you. Bimble, Cider Junkie, whomever. Hi, yes. Apparently, I'm a Twitch affiliate. So here's the thing. Looking older is difficult and easy. As a woman, if you wear too much makeup, you will look shockingly old. You know, I don't know. Do you think it's because your perspective changes as well? Because one thing I've noticed is when I was younger, everybody on every TV show looked really, really young. And I was like, oh my God, they're totally like, absolutely, that 29-year-old is a teenager. Of course, duh. And now when I see entertainment, I'm like, oh my God, that person looks old as fuck. Did I look that bad? Like, they're supposed to be 15. They look at least 46. Did I look like that? I don't think I look like that. I'm not sure if it's my perspective is changing or that whatever hormones are in the water and the meat now has just made everybody into a super aging mutant. Or maybe it's like everybody wears so much makeup now, they look like they're 76 years old, but also eternal. I don't know. It's so confusing. It's so strange. I can't place anyone. But then you go back to the 70s. Go look up your parents' high school photos in the 70s. Because those people were like 15 and they look like they were going on 67. I don't know if it was because everybody had a bad mustache and a really awful perm, or if the clothing just really, really emphasized it. But the 70s were rough, for sure. For sure. I don't know. We're so off track. This is supposed to be Full Force Radio tonight, but it's not. It's not. Exactly. You don't even have to worry about it. And in fact, as a man, in general, aging is very attractive. In general. An older man is a silver fox. An older man is a daddy or a zaddy. That's a new term I learned. I don't actually know if I'm using it right. Go fish. But you know what I mean? Older men, A++ would do anytime. Older women, So unless you're Catherine Zeta-Jones, who somehow, magically, every time she shits out a kid, gets 67 times hotter, unless you're Catherine Zeta-Jones, overall, I'm going to say the balance of power in this one arena does tip towards men, for sure. Call me daddy again. Oh, daddy. Ooh. Yeah, no, let's not do that. So here's the deal. I'm going to get a piece of pizza. What about Madonna? Yeah, well, okay. I don't pay attention to a lot of celebrities, but I did see, I think it made the rounds in a couple of our Discords. Madonna, I don't know if she went full Bogdanov or what. Holy shit, she does not look human anymore. I agree. Oh my goodness. So, this is interesting, and I'll say this is something that I didn't know. I live in Canada, the realm of free-ish healthcare and whatnot. I was talking to a girlfriend. Call me Uncle Daddy. Yeah, that's Ron. I was talking to a girlfriend who has family from the States. And one of the things that's so interesting is the mentality between what is required or covered in healthcare in the States and up here. So, I don't know how it works everywhere in the world, but in a lot of cases, cosmetic procedures obviously aren't covered or aren't paid for, unless you're in Brazil. But, cosmetic procedures aren't covered, but medical procedures are. And where does that balance lie? So this was really interesting. We were sitting and we were talking, and I was mentioning that I found it really interesting. Most people that get COVID that I've talked to get headaches. And I was saying, I'm shocked I didn't get headaches because I do get migraines and they're awful. And I thought, boy, if my eyes hurt and my ears hurt, I'm going to get a migraine. This is going to be the worst day of my life. It never happened. But she told me that her family, she has somebody in her family that suffers from migraines. And the doctors in the States, as a treatment for migraines, can prescribe Botox. And that this Botox, they basically will do perfect face, forehead smoothing Botox and be like, yeah, it's for migraines. And that's covered in the US. I am trying to wrap my head around it. How does getting the wrinkle in between your eyes stop a migraine? How does getting that frozen with poison injected directly into your face. How does that stop like a deep fuck off migraine? I don't know. But apparently in the States, that's a thing. Yeah. What the fuck? The healthcare system in the States blows my mind. It blows my mind. Here, put this poison in your face. It'll probably be fine. Chris says that explains my mother-in-law. Oh, goodness. I'm going to be choking on that spit all day. Jesus. So, yeah, I've read this too, Julia. I've got another girlfriend who she gets crazy, like, Botox injections down into her shoulder and stuff like that because she tore a ligament. And I mean, I could almost guess, like, okay, here's a muscle that is really tense or something we need to, like, stop from moving. Let's paralyze it. Okay. But migraines are not caused by the fact that you sometimes look confused. Not a thing. Not a thing. Hi, kitty girl. It's No Force Radio tonight. So for me, I find this really interesting. Ron says that's our medical system. Once it's approved by the FDA, they will charge out the ass for it. And yeah, apparently they will find any excuse to do it. Oh, yeah, no. She gets free Botox and I couldn't figure out why, but she does get migraines. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we've missed you too. It's good to see you, my man. I know it's weird time zones and stuff, but I'm glad you guys came to show up tonight. I'm sorry things are weird and that tonight is almost no music radio and that my ear is still fucked up. So like I said, let's see. Maybe they'll put a needle in my ear and my hearing will come back. Absolutely not. I can't think of a worse thing. Oh my God, I'm going to vomit just thinking about that. Oh, oof, oof. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what I'm going to do. Because we've been chatting for almost an hour already, just shooting the shit, just talking about getting COVID and recovering from COVID and getting like, I don't know, we've been talking about restless buttholes and losing taste food and recommending movies about losing your hearing and making fun of Madonna's face. Like 45 minutes have gone by. That's amazing. So here's the deal. I'm going to play you a track that I fucking love. And then I'm going to take the headphones off and I'm going to quickly grab a pizza and I'm going to come back upstairs and then we will continue with No Force Radio. Because, yeah, it's still such a weird feeling. I'm truly, truly hoping that this does go away. What do you think, whatever happens? Oh, thank you. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Like, what's the over-under? Should we have like a Deadpool on my ear? Is that bad? I hope not. I mean, I don't want to tempt fate, but the reality is I have no idea how long this will go on. It started out of the blue, and it has been, so today is Thursday, so my ear has been like this since Tuesday the 29th. So that is 7, 8. My ear has been like this for 9 days. It is very confusing. It is really unenjoyable. And I have no idea when it will stop. And I have no idea what my options may be to fix it. So, like thoughts and prayers, I guess. 1 like equals 1 prayer to the 𝖍𝖊𝖆𝖆 to, return my hearing. Yeah, and I did not get hit with a grenade. So very different experiences here, for sure. And like many of you guys are kind of saying, your experiences, whether it be with COVID or other types of your senses struggling, I don't know. I got a cold. Definitely did not get hit with a grenade. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do this. I'm going to put on something by the 𝖊𝖊𝖆𝖘 Codex, and I'm going to grab that pizza, and I'm going to come back up. Which ear is it? My left ear. My right ear continues to be... My right ear comes correct, children. For real. So, yeah. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play a track by 𝖊𝖊𝖆𝖘 Codex. I fucking love them. One of my favorite albums of 2019. And, accurate. No, and we talked about this already. I love earplugs. I love hearing protection. Everybody should wear hearing protection. It's very important. I wear it at the range. I wear it, does it crack and pop? No. No, it's just constantly ringing. Constantly ringing. And it feels like I can't explain it. It feels like my ear is plugged, but I've never really had a plugged ear, so I'm kind of guessing. Maybe like liquid in my ear. Maybe I'm going to have to do something gross. Maybe I'm going to have to go and like, I don't know. There's all these like holistic things that I think are gross. Like I see people like do like the ear candling, or like people who put like hydrogen peroxide in their ears. And I'm just like, that seems not good. Yeah, it's definitely tinnitus. Like it's weird. It's fucking weird. Yeah, I don't want to drain my ear. You see these people with like fucking candles and cones and wax and bleh. I don't know. I've never really truly had tinnitus. I'm just guessing, people in chat. I don't know. Maybe I'm dying. Hopefully not. Knock on wood. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be a boring night. We're just shooting this shit. We're talking about absolutely nothing. And we've literally blown through almost an hour just talking about my stupid ear. It will go away when your sinuses are drained. Okay, well that's weird, because wouldn't my sinuses like... I can breathe. Everything is fine. I have no phlegm. Wouldn't that mean I would be having some sort of issue? And there's your ASMR for tonight. I don't know. I'm not sure. Fuck you, COVID. That's where I'm at. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to play you a track called People of the Moon by a band called 𝖊𝖕𝖙𝖘𝖑𝖋𝖔 off of a spectacular album, Your Sinuses Connect to Your Ears. Well, I mean, I know that, but I just kind of assumed that if you're having sinus problems, isn't that like snotty nose problems? That all kind of, I don't fucking know. Crimmy hot tub. Yeah, I mean... No, nobody wants to see that. That would be terrible. But maybe now that I'm an affiliate or whatever, or I'm going to become an affiliate, or am an affiliate, or I'm being an affiliate, maybe we can put that on the to-do list. And by maybe, I mean never. But, you know, we could make a green screen and I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let me play this. 𝖊𝖕𝖙𝖘𝖑𝖋𝖔 track. Let me take the headphones off my head. Let me get a pizza to put in my mouth. Let me entertain you. We'll continue to discuss. You guys can teach me about all of the pieces of my bits and whatnot that connect to each other. COVID got me, but COVID did not get my bum. That's the clip. That's the clip for tonight. I don't have anything meaningful to say. I can't really listen to a lot of loud music. COVID did not wreck my anus. You know, does it surprise me that 𝖭𝖏𝒻𝒃 literally showed up for that? COVID didn't wreck my anus. It's all good in the hood, but it did knock out one of my eardrums, and as such, it will be no force radio tonight. So we're literally just chitty-chatting about anything and nothing. It has been, it's been an hour of absolute meandering nothing. So we will play one song. I will take the headphones off my anus is not wrecked. I didn't get the winter vagina. We talked about this. We were just talking about this at the start of the episode. It's like all these people who are like, oh yeah, it was definitely COVID. What is a winter vagina? Were you just waiting for an excuse to tell people about your dusty, barren, snow-covered desert? I mean, I don't even know. I don't know what any of these things are. I just feel like everybody who has an embarrassing problem, we're like, oh, fucking COVID. It's definitely new. This definitely hasn't been impacting me for years and years and years. It was COVID. COVID did it. I don't know, man. My vagina is fine. Thank you for asking. No, my ear is really fucked up, realistically. So we're going to take the headphones off. I'm going to play this one. I'm going to play this one track. I'm going to grab a piece of pizza. I'm going to come up, and then we will just continue chitty-chatting about whatever you guys want. It's just a chill hangout night. Apparently none of the notifications fired. I did not put together a playlist. It's no force radio. It's just a bunch of buds talking about dumb shit. So let's do that. I'm just going to take them off now. I'm going to play you this track. I'm going to get a piece of pizza, and we're going to figure it out. Yeah? Yeah, let's do that. It's kind of full force radio, but it's also not full force radio. But I couldn't be away from you guys for 2 weeks in a row. So my pain is not your gain. My pain is your mildly entertaining soundbite of yelling, "COVID did not wreck my anus." I guess. Oh yeah, COVID can't let me play this. Spotify can't play this right now. Why not? Okay. No. Go fish. Spotify won't even play the music. How am I supposed to get my pizza if Spotify won't play the music? Guys. It's going to be a struggle. I don't have a good answer for you. Here we go. Ready? Pizza.
met their endless, eternal, ever-turning wheel. And Omega, Ouroboros of steel, forsaken, forgotten, we are a fading race. Those things, they are marching from thousand
So there you go. Let's pause that. Yeah, 𝖊𝖕𝖎𝖘𝖔𝖉𝖊. It's an excellent band. That's a great album. Highly recommended. It's called The Course of Empire, and it's this sort of long fantasy story arc. It's excellent. Highly recommended. So my name is Crimsonclad, and tonight is No Force Radio. I am literally still recovering from COVID, and Ron's doing a half fake news. 𝖭𝖏𝒻𝒃 showed up. It's been an okay night already. Ew, Lulu, yuck. So yeah, the long and the short of it is for anybody who's just coming in, or if you've been here and you're throwing me a pity listen, it is appreciated. Last week, I unfortunately Say hi to Trevor and Paulina. I hope you have a fabulous shift and everything goes really well for you and absolutely nothing bad happens. And you definitely don't get COVID and do not get a restless anus. But yeah, so the reality is tonight we're just kind of chatting. I'm just kicking it because unfortunately wearing headphones and listening to music through headphones, actually excruciating. My ear is super fucked up. That is my lingering thing from COVID. I didn't get anything else. I didn't die. Trevor and Paulina's anuses are going to be totally fine, I swear. And, none of the things that happened to me with COVID were like, I didn't even get a good war story out of it. You know, the people who did get like really bad COVID, they, go on social media and post about it and they're off work paid for like a month. And nah, man, I was off work just long enough to be, following my employer's rules for not infecting my other coworkers. And that's it. Done. And now my ear's all fucked up and I can't listen to music out of a headphone. What the fuck is that bullshit? I mean, at this point, starting off this whole episode, this whole show, when we're like, oh, well, we're just going to talk because I can't really wear headphones and I just put them on for show. It's not, it's not really a full force radio, but we were talking about all this. Oh, look there. Yeah, you're back. No way. Is it? That would be amazing. It's flagged for COVID disinformation. Please tell me that's true. That would be amazing because I did. I said it's more like no force radio, but hey, I survived COVID. Are you serious? That would be amazing. Yeah, there you go. Your daughter kept getting COVID so she could get out of work. So at the beginning of the night when I was explaining to you guys how sad, oh my God, I do. I have a COVID warning on my video. Spectacular. Now, that's so funny because I said I survived COVID. Is YouTube basically telling me, bitch, no, you didn't? You lying sack of shit. You actually died. Your anus is a mess. Don't pretend. Don't put on a brave face, Crim. You got COVID. God. So yeah, at the start of the show, you guys were all telling me about all the terrible, terrible things that could happen to me, and everybody was talking. It was just a lot of butt stuff, and like, Thank you. Cider Junkie is slowly making the rounds. So I mean, the reality is, yeah, YouTube says I'm actually dead. I'm just dead everywhere. It's a lie. It's a Monty Python sketch. We're literally living in a Monty Python sketch. Somebody is going to walk up and like come into the, so he's going to come into the office here and be like, bring out your dead. And I'll be like, I'm fine. And they'll be like, no, you're going to die any day now. And they're going to throw me out on the side of the street with the rest of the trash where I belong. So you know what? Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, fair enough. Ron is... My butthole is fine. How many times do I have to say live on air, a good soundbite, COVID did not hurt my bum. Okay? I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe if I say it too many times, you guys will think I'm actually lying. Maybe I'm projecting. Clay's saying you want to borrow my Sharpie. I am proud of myself for all of the things that I've seen and experienced and survived on the internet. But I will say that until I started doing this show, and still I started hanging out in this Discord, and still I met you fine group of people, I didn't know what that referred to. I really didn't know that there is an entire subsection of people out there who just take Sharpies and put them in their bum. Now, am I actually surprised by this? No, because listen, this is a Clay and Cope fucking topic. That's the human condition. You want to know what the human condition is? Fuck your fingies. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally humans will put things in their bums. This is what I've learned. But until this point, I didn't know. So thank you to Clay, and probably to everybody listening who is now just miserable for learning. entire subsections of the internet exist just to have a Sharpie in a bum. Why is that? I don't know. I'm truly uncertain. But that's a whole part of the internet. So there you go. Now I hope you know. But maybe it's just COVID. Maybe it's just COVID. Maybe you need to put the Sharpie in your bum. I don't know. Clay says he's out here doing God's work. What I can tell you is that no need for thanks. What I can tell you is that YouTube is probably going to be upset by the fact that I put COVID in my title, and that YouTube probably wants me to tell you that my COVID was worse. It's not worse. It's fine. Also, my bum is fine. I think I'm going to say that over and over tonight's episode. I'm just gonna hammer that one home. But yeah, so at the start of the night, we were talking a little bit about like, oh, here's what COVID's been like for me. Very strange. Mostly just spent it outside, did a lot of hiking, went to places there was no particular sound at all, didn't wear my headphones. And it's been a weird week for me because my existence is very much part natural, part digital. It's very, I don't even know. It's very interesting to me to kind of see how things have changed with my hearing being so uncomfortable because I spend a ton of time outside. I do a lot of hiking. I do a lot of walking. I have 2 beautiful dogs. And, good Lord, chat's a disaster. And the long and the short of it is I spend a lot of time outside, but I realize almost all the time that I'm outside, I'm listening to music. More often than not, I have some form of music going. I love music. It's such an important part of my life. And this week, especially getting back into my workplace, just trying to get back to the swing of things, not listening to something through my headphones is shocking. It's shocking and weird, and it's changed a lot. One thing that I've noticed is, hey JJ, one thing that I've noticed is that my work has Sirius radio. I didn't even know that. And the other thing I didn't know is how terrible Sirius radio is. Good God. I've never understood radio programs or radio stations that play the same tracks and make you miserable. Why is that? I would even understand sort of like top 20 stations or pop stations or whatever. I get it. That's what we used to do when we had no options and you had to listen in the car on the way to work or to school. You had to listen to what the radio was playing. And they would force it down your throat. But how is it that every station on Sirius is fucking terrible and follows the same format? I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but again, my butt is fine. And here on FullForce Radio, I've been doing this now for like 5 full years. 5 full years of force, maybe longer. Gosh, I don't even know. And almost 200 episodes. And in that time, one of the most joyful things for me, maybe not for you guys, but for me anyways, has been week to week, just always playing something new, always exploring something different. And it's forced me to consume more and more and discover what do I like, what don't I like. Testing a little bit of everything, putting together these stories that connect threads across bands and topics and whatever. So interesting that is not how most entertainment is. Why is that? Am I doing it wrong, you guys? Good God. Maybe you need to show up every week and I'll play, I don't know, Motorhead every week and we'll just call it a night. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to have takers in the chat for tooting my horn. But with all that being said, before the break we were joking that maybe we should do a Christian metal episode for Normok. And there is a lot of Christian metal out there. And one of the bands that I was thinking about that isn't metal at all, but is a thing. Didn't the Juggalos turn out to be a whole Christian front? Am I wrong? Can you guys remind me? I vaguely remember that it all kind of came to a head with fucking magnets. Please remind me. Just play Poor Man's Poison and Volbeat. And I actually do like Poor Man's Poison. Volbeat is like arena dad rock. which I guess makes sense for you as a dad. But yeah, 𝖊𝖕, not my favorite. But we could do that. There's a couple of okay 𝖊𝖕 tracks. They kind of make me think of those dads that wear like Ed Hardy shirts. You know what I mean? Like the type of dad that like wears an Ed Hardy shirt and then drives a car that's just a little bit too young for him and then threatens other kids' dads on the playground. That's kind of the dads that I imagine listening to 𝖊𝖕. I'm not casting aspersions on your personal choice of music. I'm just saying every type of band has a slight association with them, and that's mine. But yeah, so juggalos. Juggalos. You beat up all the other kids' dads. Well, there you go. Yeah, 𝖕𝖊𝖆𝖆 can't fight me because I don't have children. He can hit me because I'm a woman, but he can't fight me because he's only beating up other people's dads. It's not that I can't identify as a dad. It's fucking 2022. I can identify as whatever gender of parent I want. I just don't have kids and I think they're dumb. So I'm super stoked that you guys all have kids. But 𝖕𝖊𝖆 and I will not get in a fist fight on the playground. Not today, anyways. Listen, juggalos, you guys get a dad bod? I don't want to get a dad bod. What would have to happen for me to get a dad bod? Would I have to get a roll here? I could kind of make a roll. Is that a roll? Can we call this a dad bod? Is this a dad bod? Oh, I don't know. What is a dad bod? Is a dad bod just a gut? What actually constitutes a dad bod? And now, in this weird day and age, can you have a dad bod? Do you need to be a man? Do you need to be a dad? Can anyone have a dad bod? Do you instantly get hotter when you have a dad bod? Because I've noticed we really, really like dad bods in like traditional media. That's the ideal that everyone is going for. All of a sudden, like not fit men, but just dad bods. They're super hot, apparently, if you're going by the collective consciousness. I'm not sure. Can I be a dad? Can I be a dad bod? So many questions. I have so many questions. Dad bod is just bare in straight terms. You know, okay, all jokes aside, Julia has put in the chat. More people are joining and they're like, what the fuck is happening? Oh, man. So Julia put in chat a GIF from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And Always Sunny, hi Marco, Always Sunny, the guy that plays Mac, he actually gained all that weight. He really did. He put on a fuckload of weight and then he lost it all again. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen this or if you ever watch Always Sunny. It doesn't really matter, but his take on it was fantastic because he basically spent the entire season getting fatter and fatter and fatter and fatter and just letting himself go and just becoming the thickest, chubbiest, most out of control version of himself. And then the production company that produces Always Sunny, they literally obviously paid as part of the story arc for him to get fucking jacked. And he actually talked about that process and how ridiculously unhealthy it was to kind of do both extremes. And it was quite interesting because we live in this world where, yeah, either you have the full dad bod and I guess you're sexy because you're fat, because like, don't try anymore, whatever. Eat the bugs, eat the carbs, get fat, don't worry, it's fine, you have a dad bod, we love you. Or the flip side is become, you know, the most unattainable version of human ridiculousness as possible. And he talked a little bit about this and what it actually took for him to A, get that big, and then B, to get small again. Oh gosh, boy, my butthole, it's just, everything's going to be about my butthole tonight. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. And you know what? For whatever reason, my chat isn't connected tonight, and that sucks. So there are lots of people. Greetings from Moscow. Hi, man. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you. I'm a piece of shit. You get used to it. And John is, I don't know which John it is. Maybe you've got other Christian metal. Fair enough. Absolutely. So you guys are all talking about metal and trying to keep me on track, and we're just talking about fucking dad bods now. But the long and the short of it is you should look it up because he talks about, oh, yeah, it's totally fine. You should absolutely idolize people you see on TV. All I did was cut out all sugar, all carbs, all alcohol. I didn't eat after 6 p.m. I worked out 4 hours a day, 6 days a week, paid for by the most, by a TV station who got me a nutritionist who came to my home, who put me up and built a gym in my house. Yeah, of course, you should absolutely idolize the people you see on TV. Totally attainable and healthy mentally and physically. And it's interesting because that is a thing that we fucking worship these days. Every guy goes from like, oh, he's Chris Pratt in fucking, what's the show? Community? No. Parks and Rec. But now he's in a Marvel movie and suddenly, or like, who's the other guy? The brown guy from Harold and Kumar. Didn't he was in a movie recently where they just fucking, he's out of control jacked. I mean, I'm so into people getting healthy and paying attention to what they eat and kind of developing a healthy body because they're doing things in their life that helps them become healthy. But just, man, it's just as bad and just as unhealthy. You've got one side of things where it's like, go ahead, dad bod, it's fine. On the other side of it is, no, you must be an Instagram model at all times. The world is fucked, man. The brown guy. Yeah, I'm being extra racist. What's his name? He's brown. I got nothing. Jesus. Are we not allowed? Am I not allowed to describe any of you by the way you look? I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys are all going to call me that stupid redhead who never shuts up. It's fine. I'm not offended. Don't be offended. God. Yeah. I mean, listen, I am not a skinny woman, and I'll never be a skinny woman. I mean, I am large on top, large in the back, thick in the middle, but at the same time, I'm not unhealthy. I'm really strong. I enjoy a lot of outdoor activities, and I'm healthy. Maybe that's why COVID didn't ravage my butthole. We're literally just going to roll with that all tonight. If you guys need to know what's going on, butt is fine. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because COVID is just a cold. Who knows? But butthole's still good. The reality is living an okay lifestyle is enough. I don't know. This is going to turn into a whole thing. I don't even know how we got on this topic. First, we were talking about juggalos being secret undercover Christians. And then now we're back to my butthole again. You know what? Am I surprised? I'm not surprised. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine like my butthole is fine. Thank you very much. So, yes, I don't know. Have you measured my elasticity? I have not. I am going to trust. I'm going to, for this one moment, be religious, and I'm going to trust in the 𝖍𝖊𝖎𝖐 that it's good. I'm pretty sure the elasticity is however it needs to be. You're out of the loop. Yes. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, actually, 𝖕𝖊𝖎𝖐, you and 𝖊𝖘 would definitely get along. So yes, we've crossed the singularity of the butthole. Let's kind of loop back around and explain what the hell's happening. My name is Crimsonclad, and on Thursday nights, Friday mornings, whatever time it is for you right now, if you're listening live, I do a show called FullForce Radio. And it usually is this, talking shit, very sassy, but there is a lot of loud music. We play a lot of heavy metal. We have a lot of fun. Often we do themed shows. We explore different types of music, different subgenres. Sometimes we tell stories. We look at history behind bands. Whatever. Turns out, week before last, I got the plague. What can I say? I got COVID. And so last week I wasn't here. Okay, bye, Bloomrock. You managed to stick in there for a long time, man. Bonne nuit. So yeah, I got COVID. I got the plague. And it turns out nothing all that bad happened. Right? Nothing all that bad happened. So yay for me, knock on wood. But so the reality, yeah, your left arm's going to get jacked from carrying wood, Julia. Just carrying all that wood there. Getting jacked. So I did. I got COVID. And it turns out the only thing that happened is my eyes really, really hurt. And my ears got fucked up. And I have, I have what is essentially tinnitus in my ear. And it is also apparently impacting the way that I sound. I don't know. Very weird. So I'm okay. But it's made doing a lot of the things that I like to do very weird. It's been a weird week. It's changed my perspective of the world quite a bit. And of course, it's changed my ability to do a good radio show with loud music. What can I say? So we're just kind of kicking it tonight. So if you came in and you thought it was weird, Marco, it is weird. It's absolutely weird. People have been telling me about all the bad body parts that apparently COVID fucks up. And everybody wants to know whether or not I got a restless anus. And I am here to tell you, I did not. So that's where we're at. But yeah, I agree. If you just eat even okay food, sometimes you can eat bad food. It's fine. It's just, it's shocking how many people truly don't understand what is in their food. And it's okay, it makes me think of Fox quite often on this show. People will come for me for no reason. Anything I do, somebody does not like. I get a message about how dumb that is. You shouldn't do that. Change this, fix that, yada, yada, yada. You guys know. Haters gonna hate. No problem. But the reality is, if you have even a marginal understanding of calories, processed sugar, carbs are not inherently the devil. Eat a bunch of meat. You'll be fine. Don't buy shit that's been sitting on a gas station shelf for 4 months. That's good. That's a good rule. That's pretty much all you need. Eat some vegetables to go along with your steak. Good job. Don't only drink pop. Have a bit of water. Done. You did it. You're fine. Go ahead. Reward yourself with a chocolate bar. You're not going to die. I don't even know, man. The world is so strange. If there's one thing that I've noticed since starting this radio show and everything else, it is that everybody is a backseat everythinger. Whatever you're doing is wrong, and someone on the internet is just waiting, cracking their knuckles, waiting to correct you. It's a good time. The internet is fun, isn't it? Delightful. Julia's posting wood chopping gifs now that we've told her that obviously that's code getting jacked with all that wood. I will say, my favorite part of camping is watching men chop wood. I can chop my own wood, but I don't want to. I want to watch a man do it because it's fucking sexy. So, okay, tell me now, am I going to get canceled for that? Am I too gender stereotypical? Is that am I canceled? Because I think that's true, but I do. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part. I don't care if you're fit or not. Go pick up the axe, chop the wood. I'm going to watch you. It's going to be creepy. I'm going to sit in my chair. I'm going to eat some food. Maybe mouth breathe a bit while watching you chop wood. It's going to be good for me. It's fine. Is that... Oh, man. I don't know. What can I say? It's a thing. Is it a thing? There's only a couple women in the audience. Do you feel the same way as me? Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. I'm okay with it. I'm owning it. It's going onto the internet where it can't be unsaid. Yeah. Oh my gosh. The screen is filling up with little happy Normock heads. And whoever did the isolation on it did a very bad job. All right. So listen, we're halfway through the night already. Tonight is a nothing burger of a show. Oh, look, John Cena. Tonight is a nothing burger of a show. It's too uncomfortable for me to wear headphones. I can't really listen to loud music. I'm struggling with how loud the silence is in my one ear. And as such, it doesn't make for good live radio. So I appreciate that you guys showed up, even though I'm literally doing absolutely nothing. Yes, absolutely. And in fact, all of Julia's art is not isolated properly. That hummingbird, terrible job, Julia. Clearly, the entire internet agrees that Julia is no good at computer stuff, even though literally people are chasing her around the world on social media to talk to her and to congratulate her on the beautiful and interesting things she creates. And yeah, you suck, Julia. Sorry about it. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, God. Also, when does your interview air? I want to see it or hear it or whatever. I'm excited for you. Okay. So listen, halfway through the show, nothing burger of a show. We've said nothing useful. We've talked about nothing useful. I've barely entertained you. And yet, someone made a tweet once that said, too many artists don't clean their PNGs in their art. And I immediately checked. Yeah, it's true. And that for me is a big thing. I have a couple of real bugaboos, and that is one thing that this week has been full of is, okay, I work in an educational company. And so if you've ever needed a thought to keep you up at night and terrify you, I work for a company that helps teach teachers. And we encourage teachers to be kind, critical thinkers who encourage children to grow, to become kind, critical thinkers. Children who are able to have life skills, who are able to question the world around them, who become lifelong learners. If you ever need to be fucking terrified, are you teaching kids to cut the pee-pee? Of course not. What the fuck? That has nothing to do with education. We teach kids how to do things like, I don't know, blow their nose. Because nobody teaches a 2-year-old how to do that. We do it for them like they're useless. We teach children how to prepare their own snacks. We talk about curriculum that starts them off using materials that build the basic foundational skills for, your motor skills to be able to write, or things that look like play in the infant toddler curriculum that move up with you through the years and lay the foundation for understanding things like math formulas, or really enjoying learning, questioning things, doing research, not relying on a teacher to just cram them full of useless knowledge. That is not the world that we need. We need a world full of people who can think critically about what's going on around them, ask questions, seek out answers, and you just breathe through your skin. I like that. That's fair. I mean, maybe we should all just have necessitating eyelids and, as long as we can lick our eyes to keep them wet, we'll just be able to breathe through that membrane. So, yeah, I mean, there are lots of things. I mean, we obviously, I don't want to get too deeply into it, but I work for a company that trains teachers and specifically trains teachers to encourage children to learn, to love learning, and to continue learning after they get out of school, and to not just learn by reading, whatever shitty textbook is plonked down in the public school system. If that is considered alternative, I guess we're an alternative educational system, and that's fine. So is the ownership Jewish? No, it's not. No, it's not at all. We are a small company, less than 20 employees. We've been around for 25 years. And what we do is we teach teachers to not crush the souls of children. And that sounds very woo-woo and whatever, but the reality really comes down to, hey, don't fuck up kids. They're actually pretty smart. They want to become functioning adults. Learning is actually really interesting and fun. Science and math, children are inherently usually really good at those things. They're also probably really good at art, but the public school system, as it exists now, beats that out of all of them. All of those things. Stop beating the ability to be human out of children. So, don't do that. Don't be a shitty teacher. Don't put your beliefs on a kid. Just teach them how to learn, and then let them learn what they need to by themselves. So, yeah, I agree. I'm pretty of that opinion myself. Legislation. Education today is failing children. We are turning out industrial robot indoctrinated clones, and it's awful. And we're crushing the spirits of children who are going to grow up to be critical thinkers and do, there's a great example, Normok. I don't want to turn this into an education show. But the reality is kids are not stupid. Rather than saying, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pour that glass of water for you. You say, okay, let me show you how to do it. All right, here is a glass. Now you try. And there's a control of error on that. The glass is actually made of glass. If they drop it, they break it. Then they have to learn how to clean it up. Oh, but glass is sharp. Now we have to be careful. That whole process teaches them much more than, you're too stupid, sit down, I'm going to get you a glass of water. And you know what? I'm also going to get you some Kool-Aid and feed that. Helping children learn basic skills is really important. That's all I'm saying. Why did we get on this topic? Long and the short of it is, if you ever need to be terrified, I work for a children's education company. Where I was going with this is, so a lot of my job is doing typesetting and creating learning materials and making things like guidebooks and manuals. Not for kids, because kids shouldn't be learning out of a textbook. Giving a kid a textbook is fucking stupid. The only people who should be learning with a textbook should frankly fucking be a teacher. An adult. That's who learns out of a textbook. But so a lot of my job, and especially this week, now that I'm back at work and catching up, is doing a lot of this kind of editing and whatnot. And I will say, what is this show about? Legislation generation. My man, tonight it is about fucking nothing. Normally, this is, hey dude on the web. Normally, this show is I play a lot of music, we talk a lot of shit. Thanks for the follow. We just hang out. But tonight, I am recovering from COVID. That's what we were talking about for the first hour. My ears are fucked up. I can't really listen to music. If I can't listen to music that I'm playing for you guys, it's no fun for me. So tonight, this show is about whatever we talk about for 3 hours. And it, frankly, Clay is exactly right. Half of it's been about my butthole, which is fine. My butthole is fine. COVID did not get my butthole. It's been about a bunch of stuff. So we're just meandering, but we were just talking about, and where this has come up is because, oh my God, the amount of textbooks that are out there where people just go and get an image from Google image search and it's still got watermarks on it, or it's like a bad PNG that nobody's cleaned up. Oh my God, I am shocked at what passes for professional graphic design these days. So bad. Like shockingly bad. Disappointingly bad, really. And that's it. That whole thing was basically stemming from the fact that we were saying that Normok's cutout head was bad. You got COVID. Drink a lot of orange juice, sit in the sun. Well, you know, that's not to kind of go backwards in the show, but frankly, nothing bad really happened. I didn't get a cough. I didn't get snotty. I didn't get a migraine. I didn't get a fever. My ears hurt and my eyes hurt. And that's it. So I'm hoping my ringing in my ear goes away next week. But that's it. I'm all right. And I like sitting in the sun. I agree. I like fresh fruits and vegetables. So I'm gonna be okay. I think. I hope. Pray for me. Pray for me, internet. So yeah, the dogs are up here. Both of them. Lulu. Hi. There's Lulu. There's Murphy. And we're just kicking it. We're just chatting. So tonight is not really a true radio show. Tonight's not true Full Force radio. It's just a bunch of buds get together and hang out. That's what tonight is. Is it very exciting? Maybe not. But if you come back next week, we'll have more heavy metal, I promise. Normok's right. We will get the devil music going again. Because there's been so many... Hi, kid. There's been so many good releases. I want to talk about it. I want to play a lot of music for you. And you know, a lot of the time, a lot of the metal music that I play has absolutely nothing to do with Satanism. It has nothing to do with anything. Bye, Frank! Yes, I am wearing green. You're right. Sun My Taint. Yeah, that was a whole thing for a while. Swoop used to come here, and that was a whole, like, woo-woo thing, right? When people would go outside and just fucking take off their pants and snooch to the sky because getting sun on your taint was very good for you. That's very Gwyneth Paltrow, isn't it? It's very, like, very woo-woo. I've kind of thought about this sometimes. If I was a shittier person than I am, I would either go lifestyle guru or I would take advantage of crypto conferences. Those would be my two. There it is. Look at him go. Boy, oh boy. So much So much sunning of taints. What's even happening here? God, I don't know. But those are my two things. What kind of music are you into other than heavy metal? Synthwave and heavy metal. I listen to pretty much everything. I hate country with a passion, but I do listen to like Gothic Americana, and rap is not really for me. Crim could totally scam a conference full of BTC nerds. Yes, let's talk about this. So if I was a shittier person, the two paths I would go down would be like woo-woo lifestyle guru, or essentially drifting thought from crypto conference to crypto conference. Because imagine for a second how absolutely fucking easy that would be. Like to go to a conference and just pretend I guess the drifting thought has always existed, right? Like gold diggers is what we would call them. But now, if you have just the most minimal crypto knowledge, you could absolutely go to, I don't know, what's the big one? It's BitConf right now. And go there and just be like, yes, tell me more. Can you send me my first Bitcoin? I would love that. Like I swear to God, you could clean up. Or like maybe you would go to weekly meetups and be like, oh no, somebody scammed me and took all my crypto. It's so sad. Can you like show me how to set up a safe wallet? Ugh. I swear to God, man. I swear. Be really easy. But no, the sunning your taint, that is super Gwyneth Paltrow. And she's like one of those people who just literally just makes shit up, right? And people go for it. Imagine all the silly things that we could come up with on this show right now if the conference has food. Yeah, I agree. Free meal, I'm a fat girl. I'm there. I'm straight up there. She steams her vagina. And didn't she have like a candle that smelled like her snatch and like a $400 gold-plated dildo? Like, I fully believe that we could come up with things on this show, even literally just today, the things that we've talked about, we could probably spin them into some sort of lifestyle gadgetry, something to help you with your restless COVID anus. We could come up with something. Absolutely. We could come up with a FullForce radio anus therapy, and then we could sell it to the masses. We could do it. The whole world right now is a grift. You paid your property taxes today, so you're having some butt symptoms. Yeah, well, man, oh man. So I do wish that I could play a bunch of music for you guys, but my ears just aren't going to handle it. I'm sorry. And it's, oh God, what a disaster. What an absolute disaster this is. But I'm just saying, those would be my two chosen career fields. Crypto thought or lifestyle guru thought. Be amazing. Literally think about the person who is like, I'm going to tell everyone to sun their taint. She's a wellness company called Goop. Okay, yeah, that's something. And I mean, I'm sure of it. She sells whatever fucking tchotchkes she can find. Crim, when are you selling candles? Well, what would a Crimsonclad candle smell like? Because her candle smelled like her vagina. Vagina's been done. We can't do that anymore. So we need to come up with a new scent. Oh, hi, anti-commie blood. If I had to come up with a new scent, what would be like a FullForce radio scent for a candle? Because we could do that. Who's the other thought that hospitalized herself because she was selling farts in jars? That was a whole thing. Like, the internet is truly a magical place, and you can create the future and the job that you want here on the internet. My butthole, it would smell like my butthole. So, I mean, honestly, I think we could probably come up with something slightly better than butthole. A cucumber gel patch, a wooden leg extender for a longer stride and a sexy look. Well, people in chat here are very pirate-centric, so yeah, probably. Yeah, the Twitch streamer sold her used bathwater. I mean, that was a running joke for a long time on FullForce Radio, is everybody was saying that we would absolutely sell my bathwater. I can't think of something that would be worse, to be quite honest. But yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to be smart, and we need to turn FullForce Radio and CyberBuzz Radio into a marketing vehicle. We need to come up with lifestyle shit bonus points. A lot of crypto people, and especially like BTC maximalists, they are very like, I only eat meat, raw meat, and like, I only drink milk directly from a cow udder, and I lift 67 pounds with my dick every morning. Like, that's a very Bitcoin maximalist kind of thing. I feel like we could probably parlay our lifestyle brand into tchotchkes and gewgaws to sell directly only to Bitcoin maximalists, because they're so ridiculous and they have such a holier than thou kind of attitude that we could probably combine these things. I feel like it could totally happen. It could totally work, right? Maybe? Yes. Mega Giga Chads. Sadly, apparently that Giga Chad guy doesn't exactly exist. He's a real person, but his girlfriend photoshops his face to be the Giga Chad. It's amazing. Maybe we should do that. Maybe I should Photoshop all of you into the most Chad-like versions of yourselves, and I'll do that as a service. Chatting as a service. You have a friend out here who eats a lot of raw meat. Yeah, interestingly enough, I like carpaccio, which is, I guess, essentially raw meat, but I don't know, that's a whole thing. It's an actual key-shaped wallet. Yes, absolutely. Bitcoin people love like kitschy things shaped like other things. And in fact, what was the thing that was going around for a while? The tungsten cube. Did you guys see this? For a while there, people were spending their Bitcoin on just a fucking cube of tungsten. And they were like, yeah, it's really heavy. It's amazing. And I think some people did it ironically, but then it took off because of course it does. And a lot of people, like, I love crypto. Crypto has changed my life. The idea of Bitcoin technology, branching out to blockchain technology and all of the other ecosystems that have arisen because of Bitcoin. They fascinate me. They make me excited for the possibilities that are out there. Obviously, if you guys are here on Saturdays, I talk a lot about crypto, and we talk about the philosophical aspects, we learn about Hive, lots of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, most people in crypto with new money, I don't want to say everyone's stupid, but new money is flashy money. And the crypto space is full of people buying stupid shit just because they can. They are the perfect target market. New crypto money. The perfect target market for the pet rock, the chia pet. I mean, Michael Saylor chia pet. Does that exist? I swear to God, I'm going to go to a Bitcoin conference and, you're going to say number go up, hair go up. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it for Bitcoin. Michael Saylor chia pet. Absolutely. Fucking done deal. I'm rich. Oh my God. Everything old is new again. Yeah. And that's exactly it. You would sell the fucking Michael Saylor chia pet, but it would have an NFT certificate of ownership. Only you have this chia pet. Its hair will grow differently than any other chia pet. It's as fungible, non-fungible as non-fungible gets. So, yeah, I mean, the people who eat literally just gold-plated rocks, the people who eat just raw meat, that's not for me. I can't do it. It's no good. And use your chia pet as a cold wallet. Yes! Now we're thinking. Your chia pet will have an individual address, and inside the ceramic chia pet will be a waterproof, like, I don't know, a metal thing with your seed phrase, and it's Michael Saylor, and you will be the Michael Saylor chia pet. You will have to break it open to get your seed phrase, so it's forever hodl. And it's funny, Clay is saying it's the wrong audience, but I was watching some of the open talks from BitConf today, and a lot of them are starting to talk about Bitcoin-powered metaverse. They are starting to talk about expansion of Bitcoin technology. So I think pretty soon we are going to see Bitcoin maximalists, Bitcoin traditional maximalists versus Bitcoin liberal maximalists. I don't know. There's going to be a rift very soon between the people who are like, Bitcoin is hard money, and the people who are like, Bitcoin solves everything. There's going to be infighting, and it's going to be amazing. Boomers are finally getting into crypto. That's right. And from here on out, we have to be prepared. Get the pet rocks, man. The boomers are coming. Oh, gosh. What is this show about? Why are we still here? I don't even fucking know. What a disaster. Corbin's still listening? Oh my God. I didn't think you were. I thought Corbin tapped out ages ago. This has been terrible. What a bad show this is. Raw meat. We were talking about raw meat. I don't get it, but I know there are a lot of people. There it is. He's peacing out. I know. You held in a long time. I didn't even think you were here. My God. All right. But no, I was going to say raw meat, I don't know. And there's a lot of people who swear by it. They go to the butcher and they get raw ground and they just eat it. And then they're like, look at me, I'm the best. I literally just ate this cow. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like medium rare. It's good. I like that. Medium rare. A little bit of blood. Just right. Perfect. Do not need it to moo at me. That's fine. Was it the half that wasn't Crim's butthole? Yeah, exactly. This show. I'm going to delete this off YouTube because, everybody's going to look at it and be like, oh, a video about COVID. It must be very serious and probably full of informative personal anecdotes and, it'll be fine, right? And let's go there and learn more about this brave young woman's struggle with COVID. And then this is what it's all about. I apologize. My booty is safe. I will say one more time, yes, I did get COVID. No, my anus is not restless. Just one more time for the people in the back. Yikes. Well, I'm assuming this kind of comes from the whole my struggle. I should rename the video. We should rename the whole thing all of the I don't know, clickbait. My in-depth struggle with my restless COVID-riddled anus. No. It's not good, friends. But yeah, smoked and dried, great. Agreed. Raw, not so much. But so there is, obviously there are a lot of things that people like raw and, whether or not you have a good supplier, a safe way of getting it. Like raw milk. Wouldn't trust raw milk from just a store. But can you go down the street to a farm and get some raw milk from a farmer? Awesome. Get the raw milk. Amazing. Right? So there are certain things, things that have not been processed. This kind of goes back to what we were talking about randomly at the beginning of the show. We were talking about, well, yeah, don't eat things that are overly processed and you'll be fine. And obviously raw is the least processed you can get. But there's certainly something to be said about these fucking bros who are out there, pretending that they're, remember paleo? Before keto really blew up, paleo was a whole thing and people were claiming to be on paleo diets. And, I only eat heirloom varieties of, wheat that was grown based on non-GMO seeds, and I ground it with a rock, and then I baked it in the coals of the fire outside my home, and I'm eating, free-range meat raw off the bone, because if I was still in Paleolithic times, I would have hunted this animal and then just fucking gnawed on it. So fucking dumb, man. So dumb. You're allowed to be okay with some of... This is going to turn into a cyber buzz where, you know what? Some things that have evolved over hundreds of years are okay. We no longer die at the ripe old age of childbirth. There are some things that we do now that are probably okay. It's fine. It's okay to cook your meat. Good Lord. All right. So listen up. We've been going for 2 hours and we are going to cut it off early tonight. talking for another hour is going to be a whole struggle. So normally Full Force Radio is 3 hours long, right? Is this who I think it is? Yeah, that's Trudeau, man. That's Trudeau. Hi, good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, like, I'm sorry tonight has been a disappointment, and I'm sorry we have not meddled tonight, but my messed up ear just can't handle it. Although I will say thank you to all the people who did rock up and follow on the Twitch tonight, because apparently I am going to be an affiliate now, so I think that's good. Thank you for everything. But with all that being said, we are gonna wrap up a little early tonight, and so Ron may or may not be listening, only for tonight, because yes, my ear is super fucked up. Listening to music through my headphones hurts a lot, and it turns out, I mean, COVID's not enjoyable. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It wasn't fun. It was boring and uncomfortable, and I didn't like it. And I'm glad I didn't kill my mom or somebody else. But the reality is it also wasn't too bad for me. My anus is fine. But with all that being said, it does kind of ruin Full Force Radio tonight. So here's the deal. Going into the next couple weeks, on Saturday, I will be doing Cyberbuzz. Hopefully, I will be in slightly better shape and we will be able to do some synthwave music. It will be a more prepared show. And then next week for Full Force Radio, we will get back to whatever a normal Full Force Radio looks like. If my ear still hurts at that point, I'm going to be 2 weeks deep, and I'm going to assume it's not going to get fixed. So we will do a regular Full Force Radio come hell or high water next week. If my ears are still ringing at that point, well, then I'm just going to have to get, I don't know, robot ears. Yeah, I outran it for a long time. I did. I managed to avoid the plague for a long time. However, I am glad that I got it. I'm glad it's over with, because now, of course, I can travel in Canada. If you get COVID and you have a proof, like a PCR test showing that you had COVID, you can then use that for the next X amount of months. You can use that as essentially in place of vaccination. You do not need to have a vaccination passport. You do not need to have anything. You just have to show a PCR test showing that you had COVID and you recovered. So in the next month, in fact, a month from today, I'm going to run off to Alaska. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back to a more normal year. So with that being said, we will end a little early. Thank you for sticking it out. I mean, tonight wasn't a real show, but I appreciate how many of you guys came. Hi, Fallon. I'm just finishing up. You know, I hate missing shows. And we were talking about this at the start of the night. One of the hardest things about doing these live radio, live streams, entertaining on the fly, one of the worst things that happens is if you miss a show, people forget you. And you let them down. They have an expectation and then you don't show up, and so they don't give you that chance again. So every time I miss a show, a little part of me dies and a little part of Full Force Radio dies. So I couldn't let tonight go by without at least, having some fun with you guys. How do they date the PCR? Hi, Lamb. Seconds before I leave. It's good to see you. The PCR, you do the PCR with a doctor. It's basically that. They put a address and a date on the results. They print it out. Done deal. So if you get your PCR through your doctor or through the government, which you can basically, you'll never forget, Crim. I'm not dead and my anus is fine. That's going to be, if one soundbite comes out of tonight, that'll be it. I'm not dead and my anus is spectacular. Yes. So you couldn't do like an antigen test or whatever. They wouldn't accept that. I think the States does, but Canada doesn't. I think the States, you literally can use one of those rapid antigen tests for travel in and out of Canada. Crim, you're dying. I know. Listen, the rumors, the rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. To catch you up very quickly, Chop Lamb, I got COVID. My ear is fucked up. I have like really bad fucked up tinnitus and I can't hear out of this ear, so I'm not playing music. So tonight is no Force Radio. I'll probably be fine. Next week we'll return to normal. But that's why I wasn't here last week. Gone for a week, but never forgotten. Super dead. her butts are terrible. I heard it here first on my radio show. You guys let me know that my bum is not okay. But yeah, so, that is interesting, Marco. And, the antigen test, let's be realistic. I don't fucking know how any of these things work, and I don't really care. I do know that the US provided, like, if you're at an airport or whatever, you can take the rapid test. I don't know if that's the nose or the spit or whatever. The one that you can do on the spot and get an instant, you're so sorry to hear about my passing. I know, it was shocking, really. It took me completely by surprise. It's honestly, it's very sad when you think about it. I hope I'll be missed. But I got better. Oh God. This is the very first start of the show we were talking about. I'm apparently just living a Monty Python sketch now. Somebody's going to come along, sweep me up, throw me in the fucking gutter with the rest of the trash. Bring out your dead. It's me there being like, I'm fine. My anus is okay, guys. And they'll be like, no, shh, you'll be dead soon. But yeah, so the rapid tests for the US, totally okay and acceptable. For Canada, I believe you have to have a PCR, which is the one, I don't know, more fancy. I don't know. Maybe they're just collecting our DNA. What can I say? I don't know, guys. I'll let you know if it ends up being like China and they need to swab my totally okay bum, because it's okay. COVID didn't do anything to my anus. Just want to make sure, even as we're leaving, COVID didn't hurt my bum. Okay? Okay. But yeah, with that being said, we won't do a full 3-hour show tonight. And Engine Witty literally, hi Witty, you literally showed up seconds before I end the show. Yes, I did get COVID. No, my bum is fine. The very first part of the show was everybody was like, oh my God, are you okay? Did you get winter vagina? Did you get COVID anus? Do you have COVID pee-pee? What do you do? Are you all right? And honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's good. My butt is good. But yeah, so sorry, Ron. Can Karim have COVID forever? Marco's so happy that I didn't play any metal and that I just talked about my anus for 2 solid hours. I mean, we talked about getting fat. We talked about dad bods. We talked about lifestyle products specifically to show, I know, Ron, because there's nobody after me. We talked about lifestyle products to specifically to sell to stupid Bitcoiners. We talked about food. We talked about losing our hearing. What else did we talk about? I don't know. It was a shit show tonight. And I promise next week will be equal parts fun, like 50% butthole, 50% heavy metal and sass. How about that? Oh, you're playing my stream directly. Okay, perfect. So there you go. It works out. My dears, my darlings, if you have anything that you want to talk about, if you have stuff that you want for Cyberbuzz or you want for Full Force Radio, feel free to shoot me a message. Butthole surfers. I hope nothing's surfing around back there. I feel like that would constitute restless. But again, my anus is fine. My anus is bleeding and my spoon is too big. Okay. I think that's enough of that. I look forward to seeing all of you next week for a slightly more normal show. Yeah, half metal anus. I'm going to get a robo butthole. It's a risky operation, but I feel like it'll pay off. So with that being said, I saw you were putting together a block party. We'll have to talk about that at some point. But for now, I am going to let you guys all go. Thank you so much, because I see there's still quite a few of you watching on all the different streams. I'm impressed. Thank you for hanging in there as long as you did. Also, what's wrong with you? I don't know. I'm going to end my stream and hopefully YouTube doesn't flag me as disinformation content, because apparently there is already a COVID warning on my YouTube video. Okay. So everybody pray for my ear to come back. I will do that. Nescafe Basement doing a cover of Sweet Child of Mine. That sounds delightful. But yes, come hell or high water, next week we will jump back in because there have been so many great new releases, so many concerts rolling through town. Devastation on the Nation is coming up. I got lots. I got lots for you guys. So pray for my ear. Wave goodbye to my dogs. Hi. And I will see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Stay safe, okay? Don't get COVID. Protect your butthole. So saith Crim. Oh, a drink. Okay, I wanted to end on protect your butthole, but we'll end on a shot. Cheers. Okay, bye.